Good afternoon, YouTube. I have this nylon spatulas, and over the years the handle on that one, I think it touched the pan or the burner a couple of times, got all melted up, and then the tang got loose in the hole here. So I was thinking of just cleaning that up and maybe putting a little epoxy in there to hold it in. But then I started looking at the handle and it's like, oh yeah, that's seen better days, and the spatula itself is okay. So I dug around and I had a piece of wooden dowel here. Also had a little cut-off piece of copper tubing here, and I had a piece cut to that length. I just cut a piece of wood the same length as the handle. The tang and the hole are about 6 millimeter diameter, and the tang actually has a couple of little ribs on it so you can press it in. So I'm going to try that, just pressing it in. And in the past I've made a number of handles. This is sort of my typical handle technique. It happened to be a piece of a branch off of a tree. So I just cut a piece of branch off, and then I'll put a ferrule of some sort. Yeah, I think this is nylon tubing that I had, 3/4 inch nylon tubing. And I just cut a length of that off, press it over the end, and then drill a hole in there and press, in this case, a file in. And then I put a magnet on the end of it, and that way the file can just hang on my lathe chip tray there. And I did a similar one for this file. Yeah, so this is PVC water pipe, schedule 40 I think it is. Just cut a ferrule, turn down the end enough to press it on, and that just keeps the wood from splitting. So I thought I'd do the same thing for the spatula, so I just turned down a step to fit the copper pipe onto. I left it a little bit long, and then I went around and just tapped the end of that down. It was a little bit flared in from the pipe cutter that I used, and then I just went around and kind of bent the end over. I think this was 1-inch dowel, and this was about 0.8 inch inside the pipe. So I just pressed the pipe on and then tapered it a little bit there, and then I figure I'm going to turn it around, and then I'll just round off the end here and sand it down. I guess before I go and do that, yeah, that looks like it'll be a good fit. The end just goes in the hole, so I drilled that 6 millimeters. Okay, there we go. Just rounded off the end there, clean it up a little bit, and give it a rough sanding, and I got the end there. Let's see, the grain runs this way and the tangs run that way. So I want to put the grain in the direction of those so it doesn't split the wood out. So let's see if we can tap this down. Yeah, there we go. I can probably go down maybe another tap or two. Yeah, there we go. That bottomed out. Yeah, that looks pretty good there, all the way down. And so yeah, I'll just clean it up a little bit, and then I'm just going to dip this in a can of spar varnish and let it drip dry and maybe sand it down. I don't know. If it needs a second coat, I'll give it a second coat. Okay, just wanted to give you an update on the new handle for the spatula. I really like the way this turned out. It's got a much nicer feel to the grip. So here I'm browning some ground beef and chorizo and some peppers and onions for a batch of chili. And with the old handle on here, if you wanted to try to poke something on the side, the handle would spin and you couldn't do that. So yeah, this thing is really nice. I like the feel of it. It's got a little bit of weight to it. Yeah, I think that's going to last a long time. I imagine this handle will outlast the spatula, but the spatula is pretty old. I've had it for quite a while. In fact, I think I might have picked up this spatula about the time I picked up this stove back in the 90s. This could be about the same age. I remember I picked up some non-stick cookware, and I think I got this spatula around the same time, but then the handle just got melted a few times. So yeah, really happy with the way that turned out, and it looks nice, it feels nice, and it works really well. Really nice upgrade to a cheap, worn out spatula. Yeah, so far the finish is holding up, and I just like the feel in the hands. You can grab it where the old handle was so small that you couldn't really get a good grip on it, and then it was loose, so the handle would spin on the shaft of the spatula and wasn't very useful. So anyway, I thought I'd give you a update on how it works, and yeah, really happy with that. As always, thanks for watching.